Hey folks, we're up here today and we're shooting the CZ75B. This gun is designed to be used in either single or double action, and for me with this type of gun I would run it as a single action pistol. You can run it cocked and locked and it's nice and set up, very easy to use. So I've shot about 30 or so rounds through it trying to get used to the gun and where it points. And it is a natural pointer. It is a solid, heavy gun, but it feels very good in terms of coming up to point and finding that front sight. That being said, I do want to note that the setup here, that 3-dot setup, is not something I use a lot, so I'm a little slower. As I'm coming up to point, my safety's coming off, I'm finding the sights, and I've got to realign to make sure that they're aligned. However, you will find with this gun the accuracy is just superb. So we're going to show you some of that here in just a minute. I've been able to keep that last group that I did. I've got 4 or 5 shots all in the same hole from 3 yards. And again, that's not because I'm such a great shooter. It's really because the gun and that single action trigger, the ergonomics of the gun are very easy to get it right onto point and right where you need to hit. Alright, so we're about 3 yards away from our target. I'm going to aim at the number 4, the circled number 4. Just slow, just a nice slow trigger press. We're just going to get a sense of the single action trigger. And you can see the accuracy there is really stellar. About 5 yards, and I'm going to aim at that same exact location. So that same group that I was just shooting at, I'm going to maintain that at 5 yards, see if I can continue this accuracy. So again, we've got all shots touching. It's probably an inch end to end, and again, we're not shooting, you know, a long distance away, 5 yards, but again, we can see that that will give us accuracy. That means that when we transition to 25 yards, we'll be able to really, you know, ring a 12-inch plate like we have one of these plates over here. So at 10 yards down there, we've got 5 plates. And again, because of that single action trigger, it feels just real. I mean, it's not hard at all to ring. So right downrange, we've got some sorted steel. I'm going to go slow because I'm not really on top of this trigger yet in terms of where the reset is, and I'm also working pretty hard to find the sights just because the sight picture is not what I'm used to. I'm not used to that 3-dot sight. I'm used to black on the rear and then either a tritium insert on the front or a fiber optic sight. So I'm going to go slow. So other than the one miss, and again that's just me not aligning the sights and pressing the trigger properly, you can see the gun is capable of very good accuracy, and we were able, I'm not shooting fast, but at a reasonable tempo we were able to get hits on the steel. Last thing I'm going to do is just work a couple of presentations from the holster. And again, I'm going to go slow, try to go smooth. 10 yards away I've got that 12-inch steel plate. Up, look, press. And you can see I don't have the same kind of fluid motion that I have with other guns simply because I don't know it. And as I'm driving back, I'm trying to find out where the gun is. Safety comes off, Once the gun is out, no problem. But for me right now, just running that safe, I'm so used to my striker fired guns without any external safety that there's just a bit of a delay. So if I own this type of gun, what you're seeing now, these single shot presentations, I do a lot of this so that I got smooth and I'm just, the safety's off here, right? Once I'm out to this point, that's when the safety's coming off. Coming out, safety off, and then I'm on point. So that's what I do a lot of those single shot presentations, up, look, press drills. We find those very, very valuable for people that are running either a double action trigger or in this case a single action trigger, just so they can work that, especially if they've got an external safety. Because part of the process with this type of firearm, if you're carrying it cocked and locked, you've got to have the safety. Well folks, that's a quick look at the CZ75B. I really like it. I think if I spent some time, maybe shot at 400 or 500 rounds, I could really lock in. So you saw me today, I've never shot this gun before, and I was able to get reasonable accuracy and certainly able to get hits on steel. When I did my part, I was able to really dial it in. This was one of the first, the second groups that I shot that I didn't record, and I had all the shots right in there, and that was at 3 yards, so not a great distance, but that has to do with the accuracy of the gun itself and the very good single action trigger. This was my first 17 rounds that I put through it as I was just working that, and then down here I was going for some really up look press, some quick ones, just trying to get on the sight and get a shot off. So if it were me, I'd spend a lot more time doing the up look press drills, those single shot drills. That being said, I was really impressed with this gun. Special shout out to my friend Rich for letting us borrow this and put it to its test today. Finally, I want to thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel. We appreciate it. And as always, stay safe.